And we are back with another episode of Pokemon Liquid Crystal. And today, we're headed off to the Dragon's Den once again. Now, I don't like this place very much because I've been here about approximately 500 times. So, you'll forgive me if I'm not too optimistic about my visit here. But we've been summoned here by the International Police Force, blah blah blah. And apparently Lance is here. Oh, speaking of which, there he is right here, guarding this ominous hole that has just appeared in the side of the wall. The fascist Team Rocket has shown up and invaded the sacred and ancient depths of the Dragon's Den, so you deal with it. I need your help to clear them. Why? Do not get in yet, though. There's someone else you should meet. Who the hell is this? He has an odd hairstyle, whoever he is. What? Giovanni? What? What? That rustle was just a cover-up. What? 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 I don't get it. What? 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 So apparently Giovanni is... What? And then they've gone. Okay, so apparently, for those that didn't follow, apparently Giovanni is Silver's father, or Dickbag's father, sorry. How dare I not call him by his correct birth name. Apparently he's his father and he wants us to stop him. I don't know. This is escalating quickly. I'll tell you that much. I don't have Rock Smash, do I? This may prove problematic, but we'll deal with that when we come to it. We'll just get back to our traditional fare of fighting rockets, which sounds more awesome than it actually is. I suspect that this cave... Oh, and a Golbat, of course, of course. What do I want to do here? Roll out! Now, I've looked through other people's playthroughs of this game, just out of curiosity as how many parts I have left. This is... Oh boy. This, I think, is the last place to visit in Johto/Kanto before I head off to the Orange Islands, because I've been wanting to go there for friggin' ages, man. My guy has been... He's been needing to help everyone. Like, people can't fend for themselves. It's not like a police force or anything. So my guy needs a holiday of some variety. The Orange Island sounds like a nice place, but of course stuff is going to happen there as well, I bet. Man. Why can't there be a game where you don't have to take down an evil team? Why can't someone else do it? I always have to do it. It's not fair. It is a bit ridiculous. It's also, I always find the pacing of Pokemon games, I mean, in terms of the actual gameplay, the pacing is good, but in terms of, like, the context of the story, the pacing makes no sense, because you start off as a trainer with a level 5 Pokemon, and then if you play the game for about a week real time, you'll have, like, high 60s, at least, which is up to the level of, let's say, the champion of the league. Now, if it takes a week for someone to get to that point, something is really wrong. Why are these other people not training in such a way? I don't understand. It doesn't really make much sense, but whatever. Yeah, I always found that strange. And of course, then you get situations where... I think I mentioned this in the last episode, actually. Where you get trainers later on in the game. Like, for example... Oh, we need strength. Oh, it's a push puzzle. Freaking brilliant. Okay, we do need to teach Rock Smash to someone, so let us do that. Oh, this will be the worst thing ever because I hate Rock Smash. Oh god, who can learn it? I'll put it on Ganj. I'm sorry, Ganj. I know you already have Cut, but I can't think of an instance in which I really use Body Slam. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Charmander. Oh, that hurt to do. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, anyway, you get situations later on. Oh, okay, I have to push a boulder there. You get situations later on in the game where, for example, you encounter hikers with like level 40 Onix and stuff. And then you just think, you know, this guy is 4 times higher than Brock, for example. Oh boy, I have to switch out. So he could just be the gym leader, just some random hiker in terms of level. It's very strange. I mean, obviously levels have no... I've always thought of levels as... Oh, for frick's sake. Oh, what? Okay. No, I want to send out Beal, goddammit. Yeah, I've always thought of levels as not actually being a thing in the games. But still, it's very strange. Like, I imagine it much being like, for example, the anime or the manga. Oh, then the manga does have levels, doesn't it? So I suppose that doesn't matter. But in terms of the anime, there's no real levels. So I always think of it like that, just to make it make sense. But whatever. Again, I'm doing that classic thing where I looked way too much into it, but I always found that amusing. And this is one of those when in doubt Shadow Ball moments. Twa! We have encountered several Hypno, I'm not gonna lie. Oh wow, it lived that? Really? Okay, well he's definitely going to heal. It'll be the first enemy potion of the day. I wonder what number that is. It must be at least 300. I know. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the actual value. Ugh. These guys, I think they're all past a level where they can learn anything else. I would be amazed if they started learning things. That's one thing I like about what Black and White did. Because let's say before, like in the previous generations 2, 5, I mean this is a good and a bad thing. But you get instances, oh what the heck, really? I don't have fluffles with me. I mean I have to teach strength to something else. Oh, what the hell? I'll teach it to Egbert. This is annoying. I don't suppose we need Flash. Oh, let's get rid of Dynamic Punch. Oh, this is terrible. I'm removing all of the good moves. And now 2 of my Pokemon know Strength. That's no good, man. And I completely forgot what I was going to talk about. Oh yeah, that was it. In 4th gen backwards, I mean, you have Pokemon tend to have already fully evolved and done all their movesets pretty early. I can't tell if I've gone the right way. Let's just fight this rocket and be done with it. Hello! What's a kid like you doing here? Get out! Get out of my house! Yeah, so like for example, Garchomp is one of like the best Pokemon of the 4th generation, but by level 48 that's already fully evolved. And I don't think its level up moveset goes that far. And that can be construed as either a good or a bad thing. But, for example, you have in Gen 5, you've got Volcarona. You don't evolve that from La Vesta until level, what is it, 59? Which is redonkulous. And then I think its level up moves go way high up to like level 90. And in one way it's bad because it's like, oh, it takes ages to evolve, but another way it's pretty good because it means that you sort of get longevity out of your Pokemon, and it doesn't get to a point where you're at level 70 and you've already done everything with the Pokemon. There's nothing new it can offer you. I don't know. That's just personal preference, and sometimes that's good, and sometimes definitely not so good. Another Hypno, see what I'm talking about here? It's always Hypno and Electabuzz, and what's the other one that appears a lot? Arbok appears a lot. Okay, this one defeated it in one hit. What is the logic of that? It don't make no sense. You're strong. For a kid, wait. Okay, in here there appears to be a different switch to everything else and an item. Aren't we full up on items? Or am I just picking up things that I already have now? What did that do? That did something. I don't know what was good about what I just did. Oh, does it reset the boulders? Wait, what? What have I just done? I'm very confused right now. Also, I can't get this... Okay, I just did a thing. I can't get this to go... You can't get there. You can't activate that, can you? I'm trying to think of ways in which you can push that to get past, but I can't see one. Damn it, why are you throwing puzzles at me now? I'm not in the mood to think about things. There is an item here, though. I think that changed. Let's face you. You again! What is it not satisfactory to you that you've ruined our plans in Goldenrod? Prepare to lose this time. I've done a bit more than Goldenrod, mate. A bit more than that. And a victory bell. That makes for a nice change of pace. Time for a change of pace. This is where Fire type would be nice. And also a Fluffles would be nice too. Let's use Bill. Insane. But I have Ice Punch, don't forget. Why would you use Vine Whip on a grass type? Why? Okay, now it's Ice Punch. Bill is near level 77. Bill has been usurped as the ace by Poipole relatively quickly. There are no aces on this team, it's all just a big loving family of strange assortments of creatures. That's something I usually do, and I've probably mentioned this at least once in my life. But what is the point? Oh, okay, you need to destroy that. But I don't like having two of the same type or colour of Pokemon on my team. For example, I recently have been playing a Diamond version, and I was like, I want to use Aipom. I already have them on Furno, so I stopped using it. Oh, you don't push boulders on them, you press these switches. Okay, that makes it a bit easier then. I thought you had to push boulders on them. That's where my small brain is getting confused. So yeah, I couldn't use Aipom because I have them on Furno, and I have problems with, like, if I have two red Pokemon, like if I have a Kingler and a Arcanine or something, it's like, oh, they're both red. Unless everything on my team is red, in which case it's okay. It's a very specifically weird thing. And it probably is just confusing the hell out of things. I've already been that way. We're probably going to run out of repels soon, even though we have 32. I would not be surprised. How do these guys communicate around with all these boulders in the way? I'm almost tempted to skip you, but no. Why would your range be so... Could you not see me from standing there? Those battles were just flukes. Wow. That must be at least the 10th time someone has said that. And I go over. Yay. Okay. This looks like a job for Eggbot. Eggbot? Egbert. Quit it. Okay, so now that you have strength, I suppose actually in situations that might be better than Dynamic Punch, but what the hell I deal with dark types with now is beyond me. If I have it covered, I mostly taught it to Egbert because I needed a counter to Umbreon, but actually, Piney has that down. Now Muck, these guys often kill themselves, so I'm going to send him Piney. He often used Memento for no reason. Which again is no bad thing. But what the hell do I do now? Roll out? Yeah, let's roll out. Why not? Well, I can think of several reasons actually, but it's done now. Yep, see, it killed itself. These Muck are suicidal. Then again, if I was a pile of sludge, I too would be fairly depressed with my life. But that attack is probably, actually, thinking about it, it's probably one of the worst moves in the game. Because you could just switch out. It's only useful in competitive, I imagine, but even then you could just switch out. And there's so many better alternatives to that. So many. It makes no real sense to ever use Memento. But whatever. Because at least with Explosion, it takes down their health as well. There's no benefit to taking their stats down. Stats can be replenished. That's something that is an interesting thing to think about. If, in the future, they make it so that stat changes stay when you switch out, that would probably cripple the metagame as we know it though, so probably shouldn't do that. But it would change everything, really. And that means that once a Pokemon gets... Oh, okay, we've already done that one. It means that once a Pokemon gets like a Quiver Dance set up, then you're fucked. Because you can never undo that. If you roar it out, it'll just come back and it'll still have the stat changes. And a Rocket Executive, and he has 4 Pokemon. Starting off with a Oozing. So it's always be said like that. Oh, Ganj. You came and you taught you Card. And then I taught you Rock Smash as well. Oh, speaking of Explosion. That could not have been more impeccably timed than that. Good job, Poipole. You didn't have to do anything. It just fainted at the sight of you. No way, Piloswine. Oh, there's no honor battle today. Oh, that would have been amazing. I think this is the first other... No, it's not. It can't be. No, I'm fairly sure Price has a Piloswine. But I think that's the only other Piloswine I've seen. I'm not sure if I've seen a... I think I've seen a Meganium. Have I? I must have done. I'm trying to think. I've seen plenty of Golduck. I've probably seen at least one Raichu. I've seen several Gengar actually. Wow, he has a Regirock. Although initially threatening, then I realised that its special defense is not that great. It could probably be one shot with a Surf. Wow, that's not a good sign. And a Cloyster, okay. Egbert, once again to the rescue. Not that my team is in any peril anyway, but there you go. Thunderbolt. Cloyster is weird. What is his anatomy anyway? We'll never know. It's one of those confusing things, because it's next to Ghastly in the Pokédex, people always, like, obviously it's not true, but people always speculate that, oh, maybe they're related or something. And there's something... Oh, okay. There's something about that just seemed to exist in first gen that made people question... Oh, not even in first gen, it happens in later gens. And by that I mean, for example, when you look at Numel and Torkoal and Camerupt, do you think that all three are related? But nope. Only Numel and Camerupt. I mean, obviously anyone with any knowledge of Pokemon really knows that it's only Numel and Camerupt. But when you first play the game, you have no idea. You think Torkoal is like... I thought Torkoal was the middle evolution when I looked at his Pokédex. But the confusing thing is that they're right next to each other in the Pokédex. They could at least space them out and then make it more obvious. Just confuses the hell out of me. I didn't know what the evolution line was for ages when I first knew it. This was back before I sort of followed the pre-release rigorously and knew everything before the game came out. That was back when I just played the games and didn't think about it. In some ways it's better, but in some ways not so much. Oh man, it survived that. These guys are having some crazy Pokemon on their team. But I'm still taking them down with Bill with relatively little trouble. Another example of that is... Yeah, that's another issue. It gets so confusing that even, like, guide makers get confused. I remember reading a guide on... a Pokemon guide back when... in the first gen. And because Farfetch'd and Doduo were next to each other in the Pokédex, the guide said that Farfetch'd evolved into Doduo. Which is stupid, but if a guide says it, and at that time I must have been about 10, at least, but like, I'm gonna believe what that guide says, because I'm 10, and it's an official guide. I'm not yet used to the concept of people in life screwing up. I assume at that age that everything is just perfect, and everyone does their job, like, with absolutely no errors at all, but I'm clearly wrong there. It was a simpler time. But yeah, that's confusing. It seems like Pokemon just confuses you like that. But whatever. I can understand if they're like counterparts, like Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan, and they are related in terms of evolution, well they were eventually. But like Thronestalk is perhaps a better example. How do I get there? Actually, that's not so bad. But yeah, it's freaking confusing. That's also where I mentioned before about how... the Pokédex should contain more information about like level up movesets. It should also contain evolution related. It doesn't have to like say, oh, get it to level so and so. Just say evolves by level up, or like evolves through stone, or evolves if you do this. You don't have to say anything else. Just something. And that'll just stop all this annoying. I mean, obviously, you quickly learn what the truth is, but it's still annoying to me. It's stupid. Holy crap! It used Bide. Bide is a very unexpected Nuzlocke killer, let me tell you that much. Right, well, it will not affect Poipole, so I guess we'll send out Poipole. Once again, you're closing in on level 80. I can only hit you with... I can use Hypnosis. Oh yeah! I like it. It seems like when I don't use Hypnosis for a while, it always hits when I use it. Maybe that's the key. Just giving it some recharge time. And we're just going to eat this Miltank's dreams. I can't imagine really what a Miltank dreams of. Oh, still alive though. And he's going to heal. Ah, for goodness sake. Should have just used Psychic. But how often do I get to use Dream Eater? Not that much. And also, I haven't faced many wild many opposing Miltank. Other than, of course, the infamous Whitney's Miltank. Man, I honestly can't remember how that battle went. It's been so long. That was back before I had this microphone. That's how long ago it was. It's so strange going back through my first videos in July of 2012 when I played this game for the first time. Still playing it, but it's like I sound so different. I don't know. I sounded more depressed back then, but it wasn't because I was depressed. I just didn't really learn how to express myself via talking from a microphone. Because it's something you have to get used to. When you first do it, it's just ridiculous and it just makes no sense. And you're like, what am I doing? I'm talking to nothing. But yeah, you get used to it. But it just means that you sound different, and when you get more accustomed to it, you sound. Oh my god. Whew. It means that later on in life, you just look back and go, what the hell was I thinking? I just sound completely uninterested. But it's because I don't really know what I'm doing. I think it's safe to say that now I'm used to it. Oh, it's a Magneton. Oh no, I didn't bring Fluffles. I don't have Dynamic Punch on Egbert either. I guess I'm going to use Bill. Because literally 4/5 of my team are not very effective. And the only thing that does neutral damage is also weak to it. I can see this going horribly wrong. But hopefully Surf defeats Magneton. Oh, that did not even do anywhere near as much. It's because of Light Screen, I knew it. It's always Light Screen. Hopefully Hydro Pump will defeat Magneton. Oh, no, it's still going. You had me fooled for a moment. But now I'm paralyzed. In fact, now I'm dead. I assume being dead is worse. I guess we will use Piney. There's some sort of head thing going on here, and now Light Screen wears off, of course. And you're going to munch on those leftovers, which you must have been carrying around for some time now. I can imagine that getting somewhat disgusting and revolting, or maybe you just don't mind. What in the hell was that? That was bullshit. That also takes me back to a bygone era in which I always had Zap Cannon on Piney. I guess we'll use Rock Smash for the shits and giggles. We've had too many Magneton. I keep having to do that. That Magneton took down 2 Pokemon. That was ridiculous. Ugh, I hope there's a healing place near here. I'm not too optimistic about that though. What? What the hell, really? I can't move it any further than that. That doesn't even make sense. We'll face you. I really could just skip all these guys, couldn't I? I would just assume that if you left these guys in here for a bit, they'd just get a bit cold and go home. But apparently not. And it's an Arbok. And once again, I have a completely useless Pokemon to deal with it. Ugh. Oh, Ganj. I'm so sorry, you need better moves, but I had to teach you Rock Smash. How you can even use, like, I don't know, it seems to be so inconsistent in what can learn certain moves. Like, earlier I put Waterfall on Latios, but why can't it also learn Whirlpool? I don't know. In fact, what does using Whirlpool to disable Whirlpools even do? Like, physically, what does that represent? I'm not sure. I don't know. It confuses me. That's another thing to be excited about Pokemon X and Y, is how they represent HMs. Like, when you go surfing on a Pokemon, obviously in these sprite games, which are every Pokemon game up until this point, it's always been you surf and you hop on like a small representation of like a dinghy or something. But what the hell is it going to be in X and Y? Is it going to be the same thing? I don't know how it's going to work. Is it even going to be HM Surf in that game? That's so many thoughts. Oh man, it's so interesting. I do wonder how they implement so many things. I love how you can sit down, and that was one of the things they advertised, was you can sit down on a bench. Ugh. Which I suppose is interesting. Can't believe you haven't had the capability of not standing up for so long, but there you go. That's what happens, man. I'm trying to think of another game in which that happened, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. But it's like, oh, I could sit down, this is amazing. It's the simple things in life. But I wonder how, like, cut trees will be represented. I'm probably thinking of it too much. Like, I'm thinking maybe it will be more extravagant than it actually will be. That's not like a criticism of the game. That's just me thinking like, oh, it's gonna be like mind-blowing. It's like, it's just gonna be a 3D game. It just happens to be Pokemon, which is why it's so nuts, really. But we can only wait and find out. Holy shitballs. Oh no! I'm just gonna keep attacking. I might have to go back and heal at some point. I suppose that's where I'll cut the episode off though. Oh yes, never mind. Good job, Poipole. Nearing level 80. A Marowak? Okay, Ganj can deal with this one, in theory. Unless it knows Fire Punch. And if it was a competitive match, it probably would. Aha! Razor Leaf! Yeah! I think Razor Leaf has a miss accuracy as well. So, I can't remember it having missed for a long time. Oh yeah! Definitely has that increased critical hit ratio. I remember first gen where it was just always critical. Good times. Again, it was a simpler time. What is this item? It must be important because someone decided to place it behind 3 boulders and a rock. It's a max potion. Oh well. What's the point? I just walk around side. What the hell? Lemonade, please. Ugh. So my team is getting a bit worn down. So yeah, I will call it right in the middle of this icy cavern. Unorthodox, I know. But we'll take down these guys next time. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Toodles.